Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Tom. I am the single greatest director/writer of all time. You might not know this, but I've actually directed and written every single film ever made. That one you saw last week, that was me. That one you saw the week before, that was also me. Star Wars, Game of Thrones, I do TV shows as well. Those are the only two pieces of media I can think of at this current moment in time. But just think of anything. I've been behind the camera, I've been on the script. And I use different names, different pseudonyms, because I don't like the fame. I don't like the recognition, but I feel like the time is now for me to come out and say, no. These actors that they hire, they're charlatans, they're liars, and I'm here to dispel this myth I'm going to dispel it with, I think, one of the greatest films I've ever made so far in my career, and that is Spiral from the Book of Saw. So here we can see the cop. He's a cop. You can tell he's a cop because he says, "I'm the police, freeze," and also he talks like this, which is what like all policemen talk like. I think. I don't actually know. I've never actually met one. Well, I have, but I don't want to go into that right now. He's got kind of one of those, would you call that a fedora? I'm not entirely sure. But you know, something they'd wear in like LA Noire or like just a noir film, of course, the films that I've directed. You might be asking yourself, why is sort of a modern police officer dressed like a 1940s noir film cop? And to be honest with you, I just like the style. I realize that kind of messes with the whole like getting invested in the film and actually believing it's real kind of thing, but I like to just throw things in the film, as you will soon see. So coming up now is the first trap. I'll be honest, in the writing room we were a little hangry that day, and we just said we're coming up with like some tongue thing, and then someone said something about a train, and I was like, fuck it, let's just throw them together. Let's just put them together, why the fuck not? Yeah, and this is what we came up with.
Take a leap of faith and you will live. Only your weight will rip away your lying tongue and save you. Live or die, make your choice.
There's a little ironic twist. He must rip out his lying tongue if he is to survive. Also, we've changed the kind of Jigsaw's voice from the old films. In the old films, he kind of sounded like like a scary killer. And now we've gone for sort of like what was, in the writing room, it was called sort of like a trans rights YouTuber kind of voice. Like sort of not very confident and not particularly scary, but we just felt that was right for the tone of the film. God, this is a great film. I'm so proud of myself for this one. Oh, is he gonna make it? What do you think? Oh no! That's one down. Many more to go. There it is, Spiral. Why we didn't just call it Saw 10 or 9 or however fucking many films there are now, I don't know.
Special needs abuse.
Special needs? What, you woke now?
I'm not woke, but you can't say handicapped, you can't say retarded.
Yeah, this is sort of me just putting sort of very basic opinions, you know, like political correctness, like that's just throwing them in there in a desperate attempt to be relevant, because I crave being relevant, as you can hear from the trap song that you can hear in the background now, which doesn't really suit the scene, but you know, again, relevancy is key, I find, in filmmaking. Yeah man, that actually wasn't supposed to be a part of the script. That part was just from my diary, but I got so drunk one night I accidentally wrote it into the screenplay, which was a little embarrassing for me at first, but Chris Rock really loved the idea, so he just chucked it in the film. He was a good guy to work with, Chris Rock. Makes a lot of black jokes. You know, it was a little 90s. It was a bit 90s for my taste, but you know, that's him, I suppose. God, this song is awful, isn't it? Like, at least choose a good trap. At least choose a banger. Like The Box by Roddy Ricch or something, not this trash.
See? Is that you?
The first twist.
We are homicide, but you're robbing drug dealers in a fucking hotel.
I love this exposition. The techie on set said to me, you know, he was getting a bit too big for his boots. He was saying, you know, isn't filmmaking about showing and not telling? Like, we shouldn't really just have this big exposition dump where, you know, Zeke just says that he's, you know, been in the force 12 years or whatever, and he turned in a cop and now he can't trust it. Like, he was saying that it was a little clunky, the exposition.
Because your dad was Chief fucking Marcus Banks.
And I told him to shut the fuck up, and that I was the director, and I went ahead and filmed it anyway. Again, Chris Rock was well behind it. He was, I'll be honest with you, I'm sure he doesn't mind me saying this, he was in it for the paycheck, as was I. So that explains this kind of expositional scene here.
Shut up!
Some very obvious symbolism there. I don't like to make my symbolism too hard to understand because of the, you know, the average IQ of the average Saw viewer. They're not the brightest bunch. So what we're doing here is sort of setting up the theme, and you can't see me, but I'm doing air quotes right now. Because it's sort of a facade. I don't know, I can't speak. I can't do words. But the point is, it's sort of, we sprinkle in this theme, again, air quotes, about like family and like, oh, you know, Zeke, you've got to open up to people and not do things alone. But by probably like halfway, maybe 3/4 of the way through the film, we sort of just fucking forget about that, and it's, yeah, thrown out the window. But we like to put it in at the beginning to at least give the impression that we're going through a theme of some sort. This wasn't in the script. This was just me ranting about my wife, well, ex-wife now, because she fucked the therapist. I also wrote that bit into the film. You're about to see Zeke kind of comment on that. Again, that's not Zeke, that is me, and it just kind of, in the process of making the film, got put in the script again. A lot of alcohol, a lot of drugs, a lot of crying, and a lot of mistaking my diary for the screenplay. I probably should use different pieces of paper, or different styles of paper, because it happens a lot.
Counseling? Hey, that's nice. Yeah, my wife fucked a counselor.
Women cheat in the daytime.
Again, this has zero relevance for anything. For anything in the film. I'm just laughing at my genius. Sorry. Yeah, this scene has no relevance to anything later on. So you can just kick back, maybe text a mate, close your eyes, have a little snooze. Oh yes. I forgot about this bit. I think you'll quite enjoy it. So they've been called to the death of a homeless person on the train tracks. Just keep that in mind. A homeless person on the train tracks. You see the forensic team who are already there and the other officers. Just keep that in mind.
Is married.
Oh.
And wears a Fitbit.
I guess the entire forensic team and the officers on scene just didn't see the Fitbit and the marriage ring, I guess?
Play me.
Yes, please. I said that behind the camera to Chris, and gave me a little smile, a little wink. And then he filed a sexual harassment lawsuit against me, which did damper our relationship, but I understood. It's not fucking shit, it's a tongue. God, I'm funny.
Okay, here's what we know. Dental records confirm it's Buzz.
No.
Sorry, guys.
They got one of our own.
Send an emoji. Do they have a dead husband emoji?
I talked to her, asshole.
I talked to her, asshole, okay? Again, the direction for a lot of these side characters were just like, just talk like a cop. And that was it. I just let them go on their way after saying that. And I think they did a good job. Most of them. Some of them.
Boz was my friend. Boz played with my kid. We went to fucking games.
Again, remember this, how Boz was his friend and he went to games with their kids together or something. Can't remember. Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind.
Check your hashtags, Instagram.
Again, hashtags and Instagram. We need to be relevant. That's another theme. We're desperately wanting to be relevant. For this soundtrack, I just googled generic sad piano, and this is what came up. This is the wife that fucked the counselor, and he doesn't get to see his son, and he's estranged from his wife. We went for a very original character here, like a police officer that was estranged from his wife and can't see his son anymore. We didn't think there was enough of those, so me and Chris were really gunning for that particular aspect of the character.
Did Boz say anything or act stressed out?
He was a cop, Zeke.
He was a cop. Again, we were trying to think about what the wife could say about Boz as a character. And then we realized we didn't actually write much of a character for him, so we were like, fuck it, let's just have her say he's a cop.
Could you get me his devices? I need to look at his iPad, laptop.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Don't look at a man's even after death, I don't think you should look at a man's laptop, iPad, search history mainly, because I've run into a bit of trouble with that kind of thing. I just want to apologize to my dad again about the father-son incest porn. It's just a role play thing, Dad. I didn't want me and you to. It's just role play. So I'm sorry about that again. Whoa. This is suspicious. It's Sammy J.
You pull a gun on your old man?
Again, gotta get the exposition in there. Again, not me, but old Sammy J. We just fucking tucked the camera into his flat, and he was just there with the whiskey and the gun, and he was ready to riff. He was ready to go. He wasn't even supposed to be a character in this film, but he saw us coming with the camera, and he was like, fuck it. Another paycheck for me. And good on him. Good on the man. Are you guessing what the twist is going to be yet, ladies and gentlemen? What are you thinking? Maybe Samuel L. Jackson is a ghost, a la Sixth Sense, perhaps? It's all inside his head. Chris Rock is actually in an insane asylum, and he's going to wake up at the end of the film, and like all the other cops are going to be like patients in the same insane asylum. Possibly, but we have to wait. We have to wait to find out that one.
12 years ago, I turned in a dirty cop.
Just in case you forgot.
There's nobody on the force I can fully trust.
There's nobody on the force he can trust, hey? Perhaps that's some sort of foreshadowing. Who knows? Not me. Well, I do, because I wrote and directed it, but you get me. Get some Twitter in there.
I've been staring at this shit for 5 hours.
That's how I feel about this film.
You got a charger?
Phone's dead. What are you, little girl?
Let me borrow your phone. Shut up.
Okay.
The heck you.
What are you, a little girl? What does that even mean? My phone's dead. And then the response is, what are you, a little girl? Chris, Chris just ad-libbed that one, and I didn't have the energy that day to argue with him, but what the fuck was he talking about? Seriously, man. What's this? What's Sammy J doing? Oh my god. He's got a gun. What's this crazy son of a bitch up to? There's Boz and his fedora. That's a very, very helpful angle on the CCTV there. Almost too helpful.
Hey, William.
Yeah.
Good work today.
Thanks, man.
Got a bit of a bromance going on there. I wonder where that will lead us. Uh-oh. Don't know if you want to go there by yourself. Don't know if that's a good idea.
Rise and shine, my man.
Why isn't Benny getting up? What the...
Benny, come on. Get up.
Benny, come on, bro. Like, what the fuck? Why isn't he... I must be sleeping really hard. I suppose I'll just go down and... Oh my god. Jesus. Scared by my own jump scare. That's how good it was. Also the pig mask. There's some thematic relevance there. Because everyone in this goddamn movie's a fucking pig. Are you quaking in your boots right now? You should be. Fuck. Jesus. I hope Officer whatever he's called is alright. We just thought tongue for the first one. Next logical step, fingers. I'm not going to say by what logic we used to go from step to step there, but it was logical, trust me.
Hello, Detective.
The second kill begins. Or maybe he'll get out, who knows.
Charlie's sleeping. Was sleeping. Just waiting for Emma to get home. She's having
Do you see how he looked off to the side there to the baby? Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind for later on.
Well, I'm looking through all the Metro records like you asked, and Boz was accused of lying on the stand more than anybody.
Oh. Boz was accused of lying on the stand more than anybody else in the police department. And yet somehow Zeke, his good friend who goes to games with the kids with him, didn't know that, and neither did anyone else in the police department. Yes, it makes sense. It makes sense if you think about it. I'm not going to do the thinking for you. I like to make the audience do the work. Oh, fucking hell. Excuse me.
Get the fuck out of my face, Z. Can we get the room?
We were thinking of Sammy's character and we were like, whiskey? Swearing. And then we just stopped there. We were like, you know what? Boz was just a cop. Like, that was just one thing. We've already got two things for Sammy. Let's not overwork ourselves too much. Got at least some juice in the tank for later for the other films. A new package.
Thanks, incoming.
On my desk. Right now.
When I pitched this film, I used two words. I said, unfinished threads. And the whole boardroom just started clapping and cheering and crying with joy, and they handed me the $100 million right there and then. You might be wondering who's helping Jigsaw, like with the little puppet, because there's no way he's like handcrafted that fucking puppet himself, right? And there was a scene where the Jigsaw copycat goes to an old lady in the streets, and she's got this little shop on the corner, and then the police find out, and then they all go there and they go, get your hands up, and she goes, I'm just a little old lady, and they just fucking blow her brains out there and then. But then the whole BLM business kicked off, and we felt like it was a little bit insensitive, because the woman was a black lady, and it didn't look good on our part, so we had to cut that bit out of the film. It's a shame, really. It was my favorite scene, but that's life.
I'm on Decker Street. Request backup.
Fuck him.
In pursuit. Requesting backup.
Does raise the question, Why would they like fuck him when he was screaming for backup? And then when they heard gunshots, they seemed surprised? Like, is that not what you'd expect if someone's calling for, I mean, I don't know, I'm not a police officer, but just odd to me, but again, we just left it in there. Why the fuck not?
And when I do, I'm gonna take this gun and shoot that motherfucker. We clear?
Very violent man, Samuel. We really had to wrestle the drinks out of his hands on set because he was slurring his words in a lot of the takes. So he's actually not in the film that you see, and that's on account of the very creative editing on our team. So well done to them, because they really saved us, really got us out of a pickle.
You murdered a man because he insulted you.
Put your hands where I can see the motherfucker.
Yeah, we just went with the fingers because we were like, oh, the police say put your hands where I can see them, so we'll chop his fingers off. And we actually said it in that same tone, like the rising, like the questioning, is this a good idea? And I don't think it was, to be honest with you, but again, the money speaks for itself, so I'll be wiping my tears over that particular missed opportunity with the $100 bills that I have on me right now. I'm laughing so hard because this was not a part of the film. I just didn't like the fucking guy, so I had this set up. People say I'm sick. People say I'm a sick freak for doing this, but I say, how else are you supposed to get a realistic looking, incredibly violent scene where you chop someone's fingers off and then electrocute them, unless you actually chop off their fingers and electrocute them? It's the only way to get 100% realism, and just HR did not understand it. They were up my ass for the whole production after this scene, and it was just a nightmare. But I've got some very good solicitors, so we quieted them down very quickly. And yes, I am implying that we murdered them for their silence. That is what I'm implying there. How long is this film? You gotta make the 90-minute mark, and sometimes to do that, you just gotta stick in some scenes. Whatever those scenes may be, you just gotta throw them in there and hope for the best, and that's what we did.
I got somebody. Like, hold up a second. Alright, sit it down.
Very clearly not money, but I guess this drug dealer isn't the brightest of the he's no Walter White. He's no D'Angelo Barksdale. That's a Wire reference. There was actually a Wire reference earlier, if you caught that. Because my philosophy is sort of just like ride on the coattails of those who are better than you. It's actually very hard to, I don't know if any of you have ever tried to do a director's commentary, but it's particularly hard to pay attention to what's happening when the film that you are showing, I don't want to say it's bad because I made it, and I sort of did say at the beginning that it's one of the greatest films I've ever made, but let's just say it's hard when it's a movie like this to pay attention. But here I am. This, no, I won't reveal that yet, but that scene also doesn't really makes that much sense when you know that. Well, I guess it does. I guess a lot of this doesn't make sense, so I shouldn't be. I'm asking for too much, essentially, wanting it to make sense.
Last guy I expected to see here. You trying to get sober?
This is generic piano sad music numero dos. I think we got a couple more coming up for you if you're interested in that sort of thing.
Detective Shank, working case together.
It is a little strange, the moral sensibility of this man, where he shoots an innocent man in the chest kind of point blank and is mad at Zeke for turning him in, saying like he's disloyal feel like murdering just random innocent people is more of a bad thing than turning someone in for murdering it. But again, I don't know. These police departments, they've got like their own rules, their own code of laws, don't they? So maybe within the police department, that's sort of, you know, killing the innocent is considered like kind of I don't know, exchanging some rude words on a night out after having a bit of a drink. Maybe it's sort of down there with that sort of thing.
Can't believe that guy used to be a cop. He shot an innocent guy, but you turned on him.
He shot an innocent guy, but you turned on him. That's another, just in case the audience nodded off midway through the film and missed the amount of times that we drilled that point in. We just added in another line because, I mean, I know that I'm fucking falling asleep watching this right now, so I can't imagine what it's like for the audience. Nice shirt, though, from Chris. Very clean guy. He always smelled good as well.
Just tell me what happened, okay? Hey! Put the box.
Again, this doesn't come back. Why would a courier just walk past a police kind of desk, you know, reception with a package and just walk straight into the, like, what kind of, does he not know how police stations work? Or, I mean, you might be thinking, oh, but maybe he's working for I'm just gonna spoil it now. He's not working for Jigsaw. He's just a stupid courier, I guess. How long is left of this? 38 fucking minutes. Jesus Christ. Every minute is pain. Oh, it's... Oh, sorry. I thought I was on mute.
Family. This is my wife, Emma. This is my son, Charlie.
Oh, no. No! That was just to show you how he's feeling on the inside, because it's hard to tell from his actual facial expressions. Look at this long camera shot. This took a while to set up. This is no easy feat. This is the same shopping grocery store that we used for our other brilliant film, Ma. If any of you have seen that, we might be doing a director's commentary of that one very, very soon. But that is the same set. That is the same set. Because we shot this on the cheap. As it deserved. This also makes no sense. You know what? Am I just gonna spoil it? I'll just spoil it for you. Why the fuck not? Jigsaw is the rookie. The guy that we think is dead with the Charlie tattoo on his arm. And it doesn't make any sense because he's used all the, like, that body is not his. It's just some, I think it's the first guy he killed. And that piece of skin with, like, Charlie tattooed on it is not his skin or flesh or anything like that. Which might work, you know, when you first see the flesh or the body. But we have this little thing in the 21st century called forensics, which would actually show that that's not the corpse of the Rocky. I can't even remember his fucking name, but yeah, it would show that that's not his skin or his cut. But it's whatever. Again, we don't like to expect a lot from our audience because that's just not how we roll. He's got a hunch, eh? Was there any setup for that? Did I miss the setup? Maybe I did. Or did he just randomly text her? I think it's possible he just randomly texted her. I've got a hunch for case file number... what the fuck ever it was. You know, I started off saying I was proud of this film and it was one of my greatest, but the more I watch it, the more I bring that idea into question.
Is there any reason he would have to attack you?
No. He just wanted to mess with the cops.
How would he know that? How would he know what? Doesn't make any sense. But it's fine, whatever. It doesn't need to make sense. It doesn't need to make sense. I'll take your head. It's Angie. She's the head of the oh, fuck. Oh, no. Our beloved character, Angie Garcia. We'll miss her saying, listen up, we're cops. And we gotta catch this son of a bitch. We're gonna miss that a lot. Or at least I am. But I'm a very easily pleased person. Also, I guess no one heard the gunshots in a police station? I guess nobody heard those gunshots in the middle of a police station? Yeah. That makes sense. Getting very cynical as this film goes on, but it's just... I think that's a testament to the tone, to my filmmaking skill. It's sort of... That's what I wanted it to do. I wanted the film to make you feel cynical, to feel like you're in a horror film, but in real life, sort of in a... an inescapable tomb, much like one of the traps in the Saw franchise.
Boiling hot wax will be coming out of the pipe above you.
Oh yeah. Boiling hot wax is going to be coming out of the pipe above you. If you didn't realize, yes, that is all... It's all innuendos for what I wanted to do to the actress while on set. She did, along with... was it Sammy that filed a sexual harassment case? I think there was a few people that filed sexual harassment suits against me on the set, and she was one of them, and rightly so, for this scene in particular and the dialogue. Also begs the question, how is this device like down there? How has no one heard the screams? How did no one hear the gunshots? How did the entire police department go out when that guy got stabbed by the pig? If that guy got stabbed by the pig, how did the guy in the pig mask get back to the police station on time? It just begs a lot of questions. But I see it as my role as a filmmaker to ask the questions and for the audience to figure out the answers for themselves. Because I think filmmaking is about teaching, and I want to teach people critical thinking. I want to teach them to think for themselves. I don't want to give them the answers, you know?
But then there's nothing until you come in. You see right there? It jumps from 1311 to 1324.
Huh. Jumps from 1311 to 1324. And I guess that's the only camera in the entire downstairs of the fucking police station, I suppose? Hey! 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 We were actually gonna have Zeke's ringtone be WAP by Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion. Again, we wanted to be, you know, kind of up to date, up with the times, relevant to the culture. But for some, I don't know why, Cardi and Megan said they wanted to see the film before they, you know, approved the use of it. We were like, that's fair. We sent it over. They sent us a message back asking us to never contact them again, and that if we were ever in the vicinity of one of their shows or their homes, they would call the police and they would have us arrested. I'm not sure what kind of connections they have to the police department, but they sounded very authoritative when they said it, and I was extremely scared, so we just ditched the ringtone. And it's a shame because it's a great tune. Uh-oh, Sammy's investigating the crime scene by his Sammy self. That's not good. I wonder what's going to happen to him. Classic horror movie fashion. He investigates the silhouette of the creepy dancing puppet instead of getting someone to come back him up. Despite the fact that they all know that all of the dead police officers so far have just gone off by themselves to investigate crime scenes. Apart from the rookie, and he's the only one we didn't see kind of have like a death scene or like a scene where he had to play a game. It's weird that. I wonder why that might be. Oh, and this is the first we hear of the classic da da dun da da dun da da dun da da dun da 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 dun. This is a throwback to the first Saw, if any of you remember that, where those two fellas in that dirty bathroom, well, one of them had to saw off his own leg, didn't he? And then Jigsaw gets up because he was in the middle of the room the whole time, and he goes, "Game over." And he shuts the door, and you're like, whoa, that won't be happening in this film. We just walked in on an ISIS video being shot, and we decided to put it in the film. And Pete was fine with it, because I mean, being in a feature Hollywood film is, I think most people would agree, generally better than being beheaded by ISIS. So he was quite happy to play along.
You erased the surveillance footage. I don't know what the fuck.
He's sort of, Chris is sort of channeling Joaquin Phoenix and Joker here. Inviting me on the show. You were just gonna make fun of me. Not sure why Pete would think Chris is the one who did this when Chris is like asking him why. Again, we were like, logic, schmogic. Let's get some violence. Let's get Chris Rock in. Let's get some generic sad piano music off of freemusic.net, and let's make a fucking $100 million, baby. To get that shot, we did things to the lower half of Pete's body. Well, I won't say what, but he wasn't in as much pain as he seems. Let's put it that way. It wasn't glass that was shooting out of him. I can tell you that for free. Oh, the strings coming in with the theme. I don't know why we waited so long to put the theme in. I don't know why we didn't have it at the beginning. It's one of the best things about the entire franchise, is the Saw theme. And maybe we knew that. Maybe we were saving the best to last. It's hard to remember. I was on a lot of drugs during the shoot. Oh my god. That's right. Oh, you disloyal piece of shit. He's doing a Pete.
I've been loyal to you since the first day we met. 15 years ago.
Brilliant delivery.
The day your partner killed my father.
I'll testify, Officer Dunleavy. I'll do it.
Oh, look, he was in the car. He was watching all along. Holy, oh my god. Ironically, the teen actor there did a better job with that one part than the adult actor did with the entire film.
But you thought I'd use my real name? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, he used his fake name and applied to the police department. Yeah, very lax police department. They don't do forensics. They don't check more than one camera. They don't check if someone's using a fake.
Charlie's sleeping. Was.
He was playing the baby sounds. You remember that? Where he looked off to the side as if... Why would you need to look off to the side and pretend you're looking at the baby if no one's It's brilliant.
A lifetime of watching your back, working alone, getting the call for every homeless bum who turns up dead.
For the direction for this guy, I was just like, just sound bored. I like my villains to sound sort of like they're bored and like they're just there, not of their own will, but just because it's sort of a perfunctory performance.
You want me to help you kill cops?
You want me to help you kill cops. We put that in for the audience. The audience is a little bit slow, so you've got to punctuate the script with like what's happening in case they, you know, drift off and start texting their pals or something. We use this trap as a metaphor for the franchise. Where we are Zeke sort of desperately pleading while the franchise is strung up on its last strings, and we're saying, we're not going to let you go. We're not going to let you die. We are going to keep milking you for as long as humanly possible. So that was like a metaphor, if you will.
Shoot me and you both lose. Shoot the target, and we both win.
Why can't you just shoot both him and the target? Doesn't really make any sense, does it?
Now I need you to choose who you're really with.
The man who corrupted the Force, the one who's trying to save it. Tell him, Chief.
This delivery is so fucking
Tell me what?
Tell him about all the fucking shit you did under Article 8.
What's he talking about?
Time's running out.
What's he talking about?
We were working under Article 8. We were out of control.
Article 8. What was Article 8? You'll never find out, because we can't be bothered writing it.
Guess who was your dad's right-hand man? Sorry, I should have said woman the whole time.
Angie?
Angie! It was Angie.
It was Angie. A nice little ad-lib there.
You could shoot me. Or you could save your dad.
Why not both? Why can't he shoot the tiger and shoot him? Why? Could he not just turn around and shoot? No, I guess not. Oh, the right police heard that, but they didn't hear all the gunshots in their own police station a few hours ago. I guess they've got selective hearing. He's very slowly getting away. Supposed to build the dramatic tension again, sort of artificially.
No, don't come in. Come in.
Uh-oh.
Whoever did this has another motive, something personal.
And this is where we flash back to
They're pulling all the strings.
pulling all the string. Oh,
Your dad's the reason for all.
your dad's the reason for. It's
place.
why he wanted to do this. Oh, fuck. Oh, God, I'm a genius. Jesus, how do I do it? Of course, in reality, there is no way he would not have been immediately murdered. Oh no, Sammy! What a cruel, poetic justice that was done to Sammy there. His mysterious Article 8 caused the deaths of so many, and here he is, sort of dead by his own hand. Oh, and he left the... yeah. And he does the little... brilliant. Well, thank you everyone for... oh, we put in a 21 Savage song at the end here, because it really suits the tone.